Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Rogue HQ. I am Tanner Cherry.
I am Brando.
I'm the wonderful Wizard Oz.
And welcome back to the Rogue's Passage podcast.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's been a little bit. We'll get to a few things here, especially some of the stuff that's been going on in our lives. We're really excited to kind of talk about the bands that have kind of been shaking up some of the other formats. But we'll get to that at the end.
Yeah. Before
Before that, we're going to play a little bit of catch up.
Yeah, first of all, Merry Christmas. I mean, this is probably going to come out weekend before Christmas. We did definitely take a break for those. I mean, it's kind of funny, like for our viewership that noticed, cheers. For the ones who don't, we took a month off or more. It was crazy. We had the face. We're going to talk about, this is finally our very late breakdown of the face-to-face Calgary weekend tour event where face-to-face actually had us out as special guests, where we got to debut the new Rogue HQ, the new studio set that we've made for this whole endeavor. And then it was that into the next weekend was my son's birthday. And then the weekend after that was our getaway to Banff that we planned, which it was a lot. And we kind of just like took a breath.
Yeah, I took a breath that leaned into wanting us to come back and then accidentally took another breath because life has been very chaotic and stressful for us all lately.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a hot minute, but we're glad to be back here with you guys. Yeah. And would love to share a little bit about the face-to-face experience that we had there. It was a great time.
Yeah. Before we get into that, we are actually critically close to 1,000 subs on this channel, which I've been trying to remind myself to do this at the start and end of podcasts is if you could please hit the subscribe button, even if you're not like a long time watcher or anything.
Buttons.
Yeah. We're within like 35 subs or whatever of being able to make money, which is so like you could really do a lot by just like hitting the sub button right now. So thank you.
Yeah, maybe we'll actually be able to get like a proper judge on the channel so we can quit fucking things up.
Yeah. So yeah, hit the sub button, likes and comments. It does a lot.
It makes a difference for us. Absolutely. Especially right now. So please.
Give us your attention, please. Please. Yeah, let's talk about which was, it's like the middle of December now already, right? Past the middle of December, and it was the end of November 16th, 15th to 17th. Yeah, was the Calgary. We recorded 4 games. We recorded 2 podcasts.
All of that incoming soon,
and an entire suite of footage to do a vlog out of, which. That's actually the catalyst to like why we kind of like took a break because we did that. And then we did the Banff adventure, which was Rogue's Passage, as well as myself, like my birthday. Yeah. I wanted to go and take everybody like out to the mountains and celebrate the past 2 years. And of course, I guess the last 38 of mine, or no, 39. Oh God, I'm almost 40.
Yeah, he's basically a boomer now.
Yeah. So that happened and we recorded a whole bunch of footage for that as well. So like, honestly, the intimidation of how much shit we're sitting on footage-wise and like how much we have to edit. I still have a sealed event game that I did with Miklosh, and like we've got like this mountain of content that we need to edit, and it's like I don't know, decision paralysis. Like sort of like we were just like, oh God, there's so much to do. So we took a breath, and also like Christmas is coming up.
It's just been so chaotic.
Yeah,
we expected this like fall winter season to be like more relaxed, and then it just turned into like, oops, every weekend
all chaos.
We're busy or stressing over other life stuff. I
think we've been pretty good at not stressing over this though, right? We made a pact last time we ran into like overworking ourselves with the Rogue's Passage to not let this project overrun us. Right? Like we'll fit it into the negative space where we can use it as a hobby.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. It's not like the second that it stops being fun, what are
you doing it for?
If we're making $1 million short, we're not making $1 million.
Yeah. The minute we have people paying us for what we're doing, then it changes, right? But right now, like I said at the start, we're not even at partner. Well, we've been approved for partner, so burr. We did get approved for YouTube partner. We just need to hit that 1,000 subs threshold. But right now, like we do all this for free, right?
Which we're so close to.
Yeah, just a sliver. Right. But yeah, we took a very responsible, just like, whatever. Yeah. Let's just make sure we're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're late on talking about the face-to-face event. I would like to.
Yeah, rip right into it.
Absolutely.
I would like to
Jump
just
in.
lay the big one of the gratitude to face for having us as a special guest alongside legends like Into the 99 and Commander Cookout and the cosplay artists and the
Man, love those guys.
it was Jeff Miracola was there signing arts and prints. Serena Malion, I was really hoping was going to make it because I actually had a playmat as a Kellen, like which one is it? It's Bitter Blossom.
Yeah.
Serena
yeah.
did the art for the really cool Enchanting Tale art for Ristic Study, stuff like that. Like I really wanted to get my playmat signed. She didn't end up making it, but I'll get you someday. I will get that signature. But yeah, it was sick being on the lineup with all of these like legends.
Yeah.
And you know, we got to debut the new Rogue HQ there for the first time. That was like the first time we set it up.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Felt pretty good.
Felt great.
It was absolutely humbling just to be around all the, like, to be named amongst all the legends that were there, to be there and just amongst it. Like,
amongst it.
Oh, yeah, among us. No, but
Among us.
yeah. But to be a part of everything and to be a part with everybody and like the legendary channels that were all there with like the Into the 99 and the Commander's Cookout and like everybody there. It's so phenomenal.
Yep.
And so we're just humbled to be there and to be a part of it. And it was fun, fantastic, man.
Next
Love
up,
it.
Vegas.
Next
you guys
up,
want to go to Vegas?
Oh, yeah.
I still haven't been to Vegas and I'm 30 years old.
Wait.
Never been to Vegas. We gotta go.
We just decided here live on this episode.
We're going to Vegas. All right.
So
next
cheap.
drop,
The
Vegas
Rogues,
trip.
the Rogues do Vegas?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, Vegas is like the biggest Magic Con of the year, right? So it would be
Truth.
ridiculous to go there.
I'm gonna.
Well, all right then.
Explicit content warning.
No. It's PG-13 here, but when we're in Vegas, right?
It's going down apparently.
I'm bringing us all down.
Going through your Rogue's Passage, eh?
Yeah. No, that just makes it unblockable.
So what was your favorite part of the weekend?
It's kind of hard to say. It was kind of a mishmash of everything going on. I think, like realistically, I competed in, what was it?
We did the Popper challenge.
Yeah, we did the
We were
Popper.
going to do 2, but we realized how time intensive it was to do one while also trying to manage our own booth.
Yeah. But I managed to get in there. Our sweet boy here built me slivers. Secret Bont slivers in Popper.
Actually, sort of 4-color because there's a blue wing sliver and a red hunter sliver in there.
Yeah, it was
It's
mostly
Selesnya mostly.
Yeah, it was basically Selesnya Land's one choice island to be fetched at some point in time.
Yep.
And then gem hides to run the show for everything else.
Oh, fair.
I went 2-0 in my first 2 rounds, and then it was 2-1 my favor in the last round.
Yeah, so you picked up a game but lost the match in the final round.
Yeah.
But I remember so we played like a little pickup game the night before as we were tearing this studio down, getting it ready to take the next day.
Yeah.
And you were just like, man, I don't know, like it's all right. And then when we got into the challenge, you were just like, dude, this doesn't feel fair.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of kicking people's teeth in.
Yeah, basically the entire deck is like gem hide plated sliver, and then a couple of the choice like slivers have flying or slivers muscle sliver kind of thing. Turns out when every single creature you play costs 2 mana, and they all buff each other by either +1/+0 or +1/+1 or whatever the fuck. Turns out that's pretty unfucking stoppable.
It kind of parallels the classic white weenie strategy, right? Where you're staying low to the ground, but every time something hits the battlefield, it makes everything else bigger.
Yep.
More and more.
The finishers are like, okay, now everything else flying, or now everything like there's abilities there like provoke.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? There's a sliver that makes it. Provoke is. Oh, I can't even remember. But very versatile deck, right? And for being a deck that you can just like fill your cart on face-to-face.com for $27 and have it in your hands. Popper is awesome. Like,
yeah, Popper's pretty good, especially if you're on a budget. We've done a couple episodes. Go check them out. Maybe there'll be a link somewhere around here. For our Popper Commander games that we've done, I think we have 1 or 2 actual like Popper 60s.
yep, last Christmas actually a year ago.
Yeah. So go check those out. They're pretty cool. And yeah, most of the time you can build solid decks on decks that'll compete with full-fledged commander decks unpauperized.
Oh, absolutely.
On a budget. It's pretty wild.
No, I in fact have my nephew who built a rats deck that is a pauper commander. It's Crypt Rats.
Yeah.
And there is a group of people that at his local game shop that have made the Gatewatch for his rats deck that made anti-rats.
That's funny.
And he went five against it was five people against him.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
he wiped them with Crypt Rats.
I'm not surprised.
Thing is disgusting.
Yeah.
And so for a pauper, you can absolutely bring power just with common cards. Yeah, you don't need rares in order to bring power.
Yeah, so shout out to Popper. That was the only event that we competed in.
Yeah.
I competed in Modern.
Oh,
actually.
yeah, you did at Modern.
I won one of my games. My deck was basically a Russian roulette if it was going to go off or not, but it was turn 2 if it did.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was basically all one-drop spells.
It was all cantrips. So the combo is land, Blister Coil Weird, and then attach Blister Coil Weird with a Paradise Mantle, and then tap the Blister Coil Weird for any color, and you just play the whole thing as cantrips. And so there are 6 lands in it, and you just make sure that you have everything else. You have your 3-card combo there, which is 1 is a land, and the rest just keep dropping cantrips until you've got 21 or 20 to throw in for the kill.
Yep. So what was the most common roadblock you hit that made you lose games?
Mulliganing down till I didn't have anything. It was basically just because it was Russian roulette on it. If I had the combo in hand, it was done.
You know, it sucks when you're the tougher opponent that you're playing is yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your own deck
my own
is
worst
like,
enemy on it.
How did your Pauper Challenge go?
My Pauper Challenge, so I ended up I regret building another deck. I got persuaded and so Cali Kai's is a really cool YouTube channel that showcases a lot of 60-card Pauper stuff. And a couple weeks before, I saw him do a 5-0 league with this deck called Boros Bully. And I don't know why it's called Boros Bully. It's sort of 4-color, but not. You end up using the card Sneaky Snacker, which is Dimir, in a Boros deck. So it is sort of 4-color. But you're never casting the Sneaky Snacker. You're always discarding it. And then it reanimates from the battlefield whenever you draw your 3rd card in a turn. So you're just trying to you have this really reliable recursion of these flyers, and also a bunch of other cool cards like Rafine's Informant being good, the Connive Trigger being able to discard and then draw a card, and being able to trigger these Sneaky Snackers coming back every turn all the time is super cool.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was great, but I ended up the churn of it. I just kept going to time, I was able to hold my own, but the rounds just kept going to time. Whereas I feel like if I went with my original plan, which was taking the Ultratron deck that I had, not Phyrexian Altar, it's Ashnod's Altar, Mirror Retriever, and the Golem Foundry. Mm-hmm. And that deck just essentially once you hit critical mass, you can just create infinite creatures, Splinter Twin. So you can just go off and command the game.
So what's funny about that is that's one of the opponents I was playing playing
really?
Exactly that deck. He got to his infinite.
Yeah?
He got to his infinite, but no haste. Had to pass the turn.
Oh,
Flying Slivers.
Ooh.
Iced. It was juicy.
Nice. Okay. Well, yeah, I feel who knows how it would have went.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe I should have stuck to the deck that I have had a lot of reps with or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I ended up, did I win? I didn't win any of my matches. I think I had a draw against the burn deck, and then a loss and a loss. But in the last round, I was playing against Rocky, who's been on the podcast before, and it was kind of a situation where it was just I don't really want to beat him because he's really trying to win. Yeah. He's really going for and his deck was great. His deck was fantastic. So I did what I could, but he bested me anyway, regardless of what I would have wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I had fun, but also it was I sat down to play a game with Into the 99 right beforehand. And I remember like the game was going long and I was like, fuck, I got to jump up and go register for this thing. And then we had to go do that. Ran through, I wanted to do a vlog, like Hero's Journey thing like we did last year for that Pauper Challenge. Just didn't have time to like grab a camera or like structure any sort of like recording.
Yeah.
So we just did the Pauper Challenge, got out of that. And like we didn't even end up recording any games that day. We set up the whole studio and didn't even do anything with it other than just like said hi to people and like played games with people.
That's fine though.
Yeah.
I mean, day one, we probably put a little bit too much pressure on ourselves to get stuff done.
As usual.
Day one doesn't need to be. If we plan on getting absolutely like drunk, like the Banff trip, and we'll get to that in a second. That's where we need to put the pressure on day one. When it comes to like the face-to-face events, day one is screw around. We've got the rest of the weekend to work.
Yep.
Yeah, no, day one is set up.
Set up, intermingle, get to talk to people, maybe do more interviews next time.
Yeah, we didn't do like half the stuff we did last year.
Yeah.
We did end up get like our studio. We ended up getting. We didn't bring the soft boxes, the lights.
Yeah.
Because we figured the whole venue's lit up really well, but the corner that they put us in was like the one spot where there was no lights overhead.
Yep.
So that was kind of why we didn't record much on Friday because we didn't really have the light to do so. So we came better prepared the next day, which ultimately was way more presentable for the studio as well, just for people walking by, just seeing it lit up like this.
Then there was more people too, so it's just like like the Friday, there's kind of just no like there was still a lot of people there, because obviously there's people competing and all that. There wasn't a lot going on in terms of the Friday. Like I think maybe we had one or two people really throughout the day like come stop by the booth.
Yeah.
But then Saturday and Sunday it was like
nonstop,
exponential of just like, oh yeah, people just swinging by because they've already done all their events on either the Friday or the Saturday and all that stuff, and just like it was really cool to like have our own station where like people were swinging by wanting to play casual games, just wanting to like hang out. We had our cohort and general menace of the channel, Emery, also known as Spell Piercer. At Spell Piercer.
Is it Spell Piercer? It's at Spell Piercer.
It's at Spell Piercer on Instagram.
Yeah.
They do card alterations, and they got a fair amount of business over the weekend.
Oh yeah, just, like mad thank you, Emery. Like just being part of the team as well as like Oz, like the help, just like having, because it's I was generally overwhelmed, I think, most of the time. And like it's just nice knowing that like we could go walk over and like check something out and someone was still at the booth, right? And like Emery was just like planted there doing altars, like card altars, which I got one as well for my Locust God deck. I got a little, there was a cool Reliquary Tower promo that we were able to give away to a bunch of people. Yep. And I got them to do one with like a little locust, the bugs flying all over it from the Locust God deck. So it's just, everything came together really sweet. It was exceptional. It was like, I do recall, like I remember my wife just being like, like watching me come home and just like depleted and stressed or whatever, right? And she's just like, are you having fun? And I'm like, I'll tell you in a few days. But like overall, like at the end, very, very, very good memories. Like going to the Unicorn Pub with the rest of the crew at like Friday night. We,
it was cold. All the Commander Cookout guys there.
Yeah, I mean the Commander Cookout guys come with a squadron, like a fleet.
Yeah.
Oh man,
they come with a fleet of homies because they are. I think that's like ultimately one of the things that they specialize in is the CCO Nation. Yeah, right. The Nationalites. It's just this community that they've built, that they've fostered, where people are like ravenous in their Discord and like all these inside jokes and all these like, it's awesome. And then of course, like I heard on the CCO breakdown of the face-to-face event, they were talking about how like people, like the money they spent on flights just to get out there just to meet them, right? Yeah. Or like just the people that have been in their Discord that like they've done something really special, and it was really cool to be planted next to them in the event hall. Yeah. And to hang out all weekend and meet all of these cool people, especially like the first time I bumped into Ryan, he was just like, hey, this is such and such. And I was like, oh yeah. And like, you do the history podcast with him. He's like, yeah. You're like meeting all these people that I've been listening to and that I've been hearing them bash or like make fun of on the podcast for ages.
Yeah. And just be able to shoot the shit with them while they're there.
Yeah. It feels good. I feel like Canada has a lot of really good content creators, especially like, man, like even this was really the first time that I got to play like Magic with the other Into the 99 crew as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've been able to wrangle, it was Brian a while ago and then Dan. For some episodes here, but like normally I haven't been lucky enough to be like a part of those games, but there I got to be on one of their episodes and like it was really fun. And also oh my God, their trivia.
Yeah, they had a trivia.
Oh, their trivia was
They had a
super
trivia
fun.
situation. Still one of the most weirdly embarrassing moments of my life. It's like I was doing pretty good. And then I got hung up on like, can you name all of the legendary 5-color slivers? And lo and behold, I got stuck.
I wouldn't have been able to do it.
I got stuck missing Sliver Legion, and they kind of helped me out a little bit.
Wait, can we try right now? I'll try to do this because well, just for some context, the Into the 99 set up like a backdrop, and they would just people cycling in. There was just a constant stream of people that wanted to do trivia.
Yeah.
They prepared hundreds of questions, and like progressively harder and harder to just see what kind of Magic trivia people could nail. And you said this one. How many legendary slivers are there? 6. Okay.
Off the top of my head, there's I might be wrong right now because number is who fucking knows. I know them all off like their names though. Right.
I kind of want to try this.
Okay.
All right. This is for you, Into the 99. So there's the first sliver.
Yep.
There's Sliver Hive Lord.
Yep.
Grave Mother.
Yes.
Sliver Queen.
Yes.
That's 4. And then we've got the
Sliver.
You shush. You shush. You let him.
Wait, is there a Sliver Overlord?
Yes.
Yes.
There is?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I don't even know what that one does. I couldn't tell you what's written on these cards. Sliver Overlord, and then there is
It's the one that I said before.
Oh wait, you've already said it?
This is what happened to me.
Yep.
I got all the rest of them. I'm like, I know there's one more. What is it?
Yeah, it's already been said.
I can't even remember.
You're gonna have to
which one
rewind the episode. You'll be able to see it.
Okay, I didn't get it.
Sliver Legion.
Sliver Legion.
Yep.
Okay. What does Legion do?
Legion is complete anthem. Slivers get +1/+1 for each other sliver you control.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Hive Lord is indestructible. Overlord is fetch and gain control.
Yep.
Grave Mother is
The new one.
encore and graveyard shenanigans. And first sliver is Cascade. And then Sliver Queen, which is like the OG. You pay
That's
to
the
very
infinite
first.
combo one where you can pay to make a sliver, right?
pay to make a sliver.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I can't wait to see the episodes, like the ones come out from, like, if you go Into the 99's channel and subscribe and watch these things come out, because
Don't watch mine. It's embarrassing. Don't watch it.
but it was so much fun, man. It was like they nailed it. They also had Brando from Commander Cookout come and do a box opening, which Brando's box openings, the BBOs, those are nuts, dude. Brando, he rifles through a box, just throwing cards, just like cursing me, like, solemn sin, we're not gonna get the fuck out of here, like. And apparently he just like littered the whole floor with cards.
Nice.
And, like, it was a spectacle, and
Maybe we need to add another B to that name.
dude, it was so much fun. It was an honor.
Yeah.
And like Saturday we went over to our buddy Aiden's place, right?
Yep.
And yeah, it was just, I don't know, in regards to playing Magic and interacting with Magic, it was basically a bender.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, went hard on playing Magic the entire weekend, and like, if you were magicked out halfway through, that's too bad. You still got more to go.
Yeah.
Strap into that chair.
Yeah, no, and just
Get
a secondary shout out to everybody like working at Face to Face.
Kelly for sure.
Yeah, Kelly for sure.
indeed.
You're a fucking dream of a human being.
Mwah.
But all of the staff, the judges that they had on, everybody that was like working to run and do everything at Face to Face, like you guys have somehow like more energy and mental stamina than like people I've met in like work industries that are like, this is their job, this is their everyday, and they still sometimes like get way too much. You like nonstop from this face-to-face staff.
Yeah.
Absolute legends, every last one of you.
Well, and I mean, my wife and I have a lot of experience with event promotion and what it takes, right? Like when we do our either our New Year's or Halloween events, like I know what it's like like starting your day early, getting everything set up, then going through the high energy portion of the day where everybody, like the attendees are coming in, and then the grind of packing everything up, taking down the coat racks, the cables, and getting into your truck and getting home or whatever, right? Like, I know what that's like. It's a crazy thing, but I don't do it nearly as often as the face-to-face staff. They're doing it like every weekend, right? Hats off. You guys are slayers. And it felt, it was an honor being able
Round
to
of applause.
debut the new little setup that we built it so that it's mobile. We built it so that it's modular, and like I packed the shit into my truck and
Mobile.
mobile. Oh my God. We should probably cut it into smaller pieces. We are going to try and be at the Edmonton one in March.
Yeah.
Right? I'm hoping that everybody can, I mean, last year we were like, oh, we're going to be at this one. Sometimes it doesn't pan out, but like,
I think everything should be fine for Edmonton. Maybe we don't have the whole crew with us, but we should be good enough. We should be good to be there in Edmonton. So if you're unsure if you're going and you were looking for an excuse, there's your excuse. Come hang out with us, come play games, come record, and we'll probably find a way to just shower you with gifts.
You're decided now because you watched this and you're like, yep, I'm going.
I gotta go see.
That's a good point. You're now beholden after watching this. Now that you've heard the words, if you don't come to Edmonton, we'll show up at your door, and I don't know.
Yes, let's finish
also just throw free cards at you.
Let's threaten them with free cards.
Listen, it wouldn't be a proper podcast if I wasn't threatening in some
degree.
Amen. Also, thank you guys for Clink for helping out and the whole. It was a hell of a weekend, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
Shout out to Face to Face forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other content creators. You guys are all incredible.
Yeah. On to Banff.
On to Banff. BAMPH.
Not how you spell that.
I decided I wanted to do this last year and just didn't pull the trigger. But this year I was like, because I regretted not doing it, I was like, no, this is happening. And we rented a shout out to Hidden Ridge Resort, a place that I used to stay with my parents when I was little.
Cool. Just dox the resort.
What do you mean dox the resort? Go stay there if you like.
Yeah, go stay there. It is gorgeous. They
beautiful. They've got a hot springs there that are lovely.
Yeah, it's picturesque. It's like, I mean, we're so lucky. I know if you're somebody that watches or listens to our content and you're not in Alberta, holy crap, are we blessed to be next to the mountains and Banff.
It's gorgeous out there.
If you're not familiar, look up Hidden Ridge Resort. Or just look up Banff.
Yeah, just look up Banff on Google Images, and
we are blessed to be next to this. Like, it is actually like a worldwide international tourist destination.
Yeah,
it's incredible. It's kind of resembles like the beautiful mountain towns in Norway, Sweden type thing.
And I mean, lots of ski resorts around the area as well. So like, if you don't want to just go and play Magic for an entire weekend like we did, but you can go and head up the mountain as well. Which I mean. And picturesque, serene place, just well worth your time to go visit.
Canmore and Banff are a diamond in the rough.
Yep.
And I just wanted to go for my birthday, for my 39th birthday. I wanted to go. I've been hoarding Magic product because, honestly, since the pandemic, really, right?
Yeah.
So I bought a box of Zendikar Rising, and I usually bought a box of every set and hosted a draft.
Yep.
And that was the start of like, I bought a box, but we can't do the draft. So, I bought a box of Commander Legends, but we can't do the draft. And so I just started stacking up this product. And then sort of ever since we've done the Rogue's Passage stuff, that's been the focus. I haven't been hosting drafts. I haven't been like doing that thing. Oh, I mean, also I'm a father. That's changed.
Yep.
So I just ended up with a cabinet full of sealed product, and I bought a box of
the Mystery Boosters.
Mystery Booster 2, the MagicCon Festival in a box.
Yep.
And so we did a Mystery Booster 2 draft.
Yeah, the Mystery Booster 2
that
draft
was buck
really,
wild.
Oh,
really
man.
weird, really
it was
cool.
Nuts. I had some conspiracies that I started off with in the game.
There was conspiracies?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No, I had 2 conspiracies that I started off with in it, and they were redonk.
Yeah, they're kind of broken as fuck.
Oh,
also the
man.
playtest cards, which as per like the draft rules,
They're all in your pool.
all allowed to be played, and those playtest cards are broken.
Yeah.
They're broken.
I will say that both of the conspiracies that I had were playtest conspiracies as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They were especially broken.
Literally free cards outside of your deck that do the most asinine bullshit you've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
It was a blessing. I mean, that box, I mean, I think I paid like, it was what, $275 American or something, which came out to like $380 Canadian. And that was with all the collector boosters, the secret layers, the promos that it came with. But I saw like Face to Face was selling just the mystery booster 2 box for like $550. Like it was like highly valuable. And I was just like, do I sell this or do I draft it? Like it was my birthday. It had to be ripped open. It had to be drafted. And I won that bitch. It had to be won.
Rigged.
No, you know what's funny?
How many drafts have you hosted and won?
Okay.
Here's
the thing. If you're someone who likes draft
all right
out there, if somebody who likes draft like me, I witnessed what other people drafted and was jealous at the decks that everyone else drafted. Like Emery had a Jeskai control deck with Thassa's Oracle, Elsha of the Infinite, like all of these sick Jeskai cards. And like that deck looks like that's the deck that I want to play. Yeah. But I drafted the bare to the bones, meat and vegetables, gruel stompy, just like power toughness. I'm going to hit you. Like I want to be the threat and I want to keep you on your heels. And I defaulted to that because I was in my winning brain again. I was like, no, I need to be making picks that are like threats. I can't be making picks that are fancy. And that's what I miss so much about hosting drafts is that I love limited so much. And
it really does force you to be on your toes for like coming up with ideas, and like there's a fair bit. I think you can kind of avoid it, but like knowing the meta of like what kind of like the rock paper scissors of what beats what.
Knowing the heuristics is one thing, right? Knowing the meta you can't do with Mystery Booster. Yeah, it's a chaos draft. It's 1,800 friggin' cards in the card pool or something. Like you don't know what you're going to be playing against, but that's chaos draft is my favorite way to draft because that's where it is most important to deal with the cabs theory, right? Like cabs theory is CABS, like cards that affect the board state. Yeah. Like if every single card you draft or cast affects the board state, it is impactful. And it, like if you play against somebody who wants to set up or try and be fancy, you can be the one pressuring. Yeah. And I went for that. I was just like, no, man, I'm going to pick the things with power and toughness and the things with haste. And like it carried me to the end, but also like it probably was some of the best limited Magic I've played in years. Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was so much fun. And I do think that everybody had a lot of fun. And that was,
I guess.
Yeah. It was, I mean, like long and short, the whole weekend was kind of a needed experience. And that was kind of like almost after the first day, almost the theme. I think everybody, not just like our group of friends or us here at the Rogues, like just people in general through the focus of life have kind of just been dealing with a lot, maybe sinking a little too much into their day to day. And that's been affecting people negatively. Almost every single one of the people who showed up all had the same thing to say by like the end of the first night, which is like, I almost didn't make it. I almost didn't want to come, blah, 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 this and that. It's like, I'm so glad that I did. Like, it feels like all of my worries have just melted off our shoulders. Like,
yeah, it was a release for sure. Also the hot pools and the sauna.
Springs? Yeah. Having a hot springs and a sauna right there is
top notch. That was what I will say that admit that I spent less time playing Magic and far more time in the hot springs
Dude,
and
you were
the sauna.
A lobster that one time.
Oh yeah. No, I came in and I was just like red. I absolutely was went lobster.
Near boiled alive.
I regret nothing. Zero regrets.
Zero regrets.
Yeah, it was incredible. We had 13 people. We rented like 2 8-person condos and like it was it's a tradition. If you're somebody that's actually like part of our local group and you watch our podcast or whatever and didn't make it, we're going to be doing it again next year. It's a tradition. I'm trying to make a tradition. Yeah. Rogues Passage, winter getaway, birthday thing. Yep. It's a tradition.
Best way to keep yourself notified about that is, I mean, of course, subscribe to the channel and we'll try and like make sure that we have our own updates going up, but hit up the Discord, hit up our Facebook.
Discord for sure. We should probably make like a Discord channel where we do planning for. I ended up dubbing it the Winter Cherry Blossom Festival. Yeah, because it's just the cherry birthday.
That's right? Adorable.
So, yeah. The Rogues Passage Winter Cherry.
The
Blossom.
Winter Cherry Blossom.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was that. It was really, really nice.
You could even say it was cherry. Ah.
Bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I turned another year old. We drafted some sets. We also did like Zendikar Rising draft.
Yeah.
That was fun.
We were gonna do a Commander Legends draft as well.
There just wasn't enough time.
It's just crazy.
Especially like people had the itch at a certain point. So one of the big things of the weekend is we landed and everybody started drinking. And
Oh, yeah.
So before we tried
Immediately.
we wanted to record games and do other stuff that was out there. Heck, even when it came to trying to record something like the B-roll for like here's a slice of life vlog video, a lot of that didn't happen. There's still going to be something for that coming out. It's just not going to be nearly as big as we were hoping it was going to be.
Yeah, what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to release like a quick short version.
Yeah.
And then a extended version on Patreon. Like
Yeah.
if you want to see us at our, our Lindsay
Filthiest.
Lohan. If you love us at our Beyonce and you want to see us at our Lindsay Lohan, join the Patreon and I'll give you the extended cut of the debauchery
Yeah.
that took place.
And yeah, Patreon coming soon to a
Patreon exists. We just don't have a subscription tier yet. So that I think I want to make a personal goal for the 2025 January 1st.
Yeah.
We launch Patreon.
Get it set up.
We've not been doing it because we're overthinking it. I think we should just have an open tier of like, hey, if you want to support in like for $1 a month or $1 an episode or something, then like we'll give you the option.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a nice bougie VIP section of the Discord.
Yeah.
For that.
Early access to episodes for the channel, sneak peeks to other stuff.
That I think is hard to promise though, because we have a hard time getting this shit out on the time anyway.
True. We're gonna get there. The new year is bringing some new things and hopefully a new house for some of us.
Yep.
And that will really put us in a space where
We can make some headway and make sure that we're pumping these out on a timely basis for all y'all.
yeah, for the most part, it's been like Tanner's mostly been the podcast and a couple of gameplays. I've been kind of like solo for the biggest part of our gameplays.
Brando is our primary gameplay editor. I'm
the pillar that's
Yeah.
I'm the
Load-bearing pillar?
I'm the load bearing pillar. But
Yeah,
so are my
the
other boys. I'm not taking all that
Well,
credit,
yeah,
but
the thing that gets all the views on this channel is our gameplay episodes, right? That's what actually. Well, but at the same time, so I've been heading off. Like my job is the podcast, the shorts for the most part, like 99% of the shorts, and the deck text,
which have been doing good.
The shorts
And
are fantastic.
so like I was gonna say that like the majority of our views comes from the gameplays, but every so often like we just had a short that did 10,000 views, right?
Just shy of 10.
And so like the shorts are quite rewarding. They do actually probably draw in the same amount of subscribership that our gameplay episodes do. So like
Definitely once we start doing more skit stuff, and stay tuned because at some point we'll get our asses in gear and start doing more skit stuff.
Oh, me and Brady have some wild things planned for that sort of stuff. So look forward to that.
There's some scripts, some minor scripts written.
yeah,
Getting to
sorry
shooting
we
on
keep
this.
talking about them and not showing anything, but we're
Yeah.
Again, like the whole where we started this podcast, we talked about we needed a break. We can only fit in our lives as much as we can fit with this. It's a passion project. It's totally fun. But right now, again, we do every single piece of this for free.
Yeah.
And we do it for fun and for the love of the game.
And for you.
And for you.
And for you.
No, wait, you. No, you.
You know, you.
Oh
Picking
yeah.
nose.
And you as well. Yeah.
Picking your nose.
But we got lots of stuff coming for 2025.
It'll be exciting. It'll be a fun time, and we're excited to explore or to go on this journey with you all. Thank you all for supporting us so far.
And thank you for being here with us, and stay tuned for way more to come because we're excited to bring it out. And I just want to, I know that I'm just dragging you along with the hook, but like you want it.
Yeah. On that
we
note,
still got more to talk about though.
on that note, bands.
Yeah, bands
and
They're-
unbands.
Yeah.
The unbands are the juiciest.
Those are
yeah.
whew.
We are
Hefty.
we are currently December 19th, the year of our Lord 2024.
Our great load.
Was
our
it yesterday that
Lord
this
Nicobolus.
happened? It
Our
was
Lord and
yesterday.
Savior Nicobolus.
Yes. Yes.
It's Bolusmas, everybody.
Bowlessness.
Yay!
There was some big shakeups in. I'm going to actually do this by memory.
Yeah.
So Pioneer and Modern,
Yeah.
Gigantha the Wellspring
Yeah.
was banned. which is crazy. I just want to talk about how.
I thought Gigantha was a crazy one to get banned, but I mean, I see how it combos off. But
Well, no. It's actually, what the hell's going on?
What?
Okay, so yeah, Gigantha the Wellspring. It actually has nothing to do with combo. The craziest part about Gigantha being banned is the fact that it's a vanilla 5/5 that starts in your hand.
Yeah.
No one who's registering Gigantha as their companion in Pioneer and Modern is ever tapping the bitch.
Yeah.
They're playing it as a 5/5 because it's just the deck is like, oh, I look at my deck list. Yeah, I can Gigantha and companion.
Yeah.
So if I ever need to, if I ever have a turn where I stall, and this is the crazy thing, Gigantha and all the other companions have already been nerfed.
Yeah.
They went through a monumental, unprecedented change where they, even though these are the words that it says on the card, that's not how it really works. The ability got nerfed, so that
The companion
it takes,
got nerfed, yeah.
3 mana to put it in your hand instead of just casting it from the companion zone.
Yep. Right.
So it's already been nerfed. But even a vanilla 5/5 is too powerful because we've got stuff like Arena of Glory now, which is a land that allows you to exert it, tap for 2, and whatever you cast with it has haste.
Yeah.
So it's just like this sleeper hit that comes out of nowhere. And companions were just a massive mistake. It was the R&D development
I
team.
disagree.
No, well, they were because
Yeah, I mean, as printed.
they
were big mistakes.
tried to take, like, they were like, wow, Commander's so popular. Let's see if we can take the Commander thing and put it into competitive. You can't, like, let's just be real. Commander decks are so busted. It doesn't matter if you've had singleton restriction. It doesn't matter if you have to have 100 cards in your deck. You still get the same bloody card in your opening hand every game, which you can hinge everything else against. I mean, let's not even talk about Oathbreaker.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But the fundamentals of Magic, being able to have Yorion in the companion zone,
Yeah.
every single game you have access to this card whenever you want it,
Yeah.
is not the way that Magic has ever been.
No.
And they tried to introduce the Commander thing to competitive standard or to competitive 60 card formats, and it just busted everything wide open.
Yeah.
And they have nerfed and banned almost all of them. Now, the crazy part is that even Kahira is next on the list to potentially be banned. Kahira is like a green-white
Really?
cat beast.
Yeah.
That the restriction for having it in your companion zone is that all of the creatures in your deck have to be cat, beast,
Yep.
whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Cat,
Sick.
beast, dinosaur.
Throw it in your blue-white control deck with Teferi.
Yeah.
There's no creatures anyway.
Yeah.
You just get a 3/2 first strike or whatever in your companion zone every frigging game ever for the rest of time.
Yep.
It's like they did not make the restrictions.
Not dinosaur. Dinosaur's a different one. That was completely off. No.
Oh, no, yeah, it's not the Dinosaur Kitten one.
No.
It's just a companion that's like all of the creatures in your deck have to be of this type.
Yeah.
Right.
And so decks that were like, well, I don't play creatures.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just get a free creature.
Yeah.
I just get
Oh,
a free
yeah.
creature in my opening hand every turn or every game.
Yeah.
So like they've been consistently like pushed back, nerfed, and now Gigantha has been just way too much everywhere. And now it's coming out as a 5/5 with haste because of Arena of Glory.
Yep.
And they were just like, you know what? Get it out of here. And honestly, we've talked too much about Gigantha. That's not even the big thing.
You've talked too much about
Yeah.
that.
I talked about that because I like my
I do think
Pioneer
it's a
deck
weird
runs
one to get.
Gigantha, and I know what it's like to be like, like if you stall on a turn,
Yeah.
you don't stall on a turn because you just draw Gigantha to your hand.
Yeah.
Right? It's like 3 mana draw a card. It's like you always
Right.
have a clue for a 5/5.
Right. Gigantha can't hurt you anymore. it can't hurt you anymore. Let's continue on this list.
Right. So that was Pioneer and Modern got Gigantha banned.
Yeah.
The One Ring obviously got banned.
Yeah,
Everybody
this-
saw that coming. A
Oh,
lot of
this
people
from
are
a
mad.
This
mile
was,
away, though.
I
It
think
makes sense.
an entire ban cycle too late
Yeah.
because the metrics
Yeah.
have showed that the One Ring has just been increasingly ubiquitous between every competitive deck in Modern.
Yeah.
And the percentage was going from 40 to 50 to 60 to 65. It was bordering on 70% of all decks in Modern are running
We're
the One
running
Ring.
One Ring, yeah.
And at that point, every other card in the history of shit that got banned
Yeah.
has been banned for much less.
Yeah, because
Right?
it's not restricted either, right?
Well, that was what I was hoping that they were going to do, was just do the goddamn card justice and restrict it. Restricted in Magic means you can only run one copy in your deck. The One Ring is the one card that should be restricted.
Oh yeah, because it should be the one ring in your
deck.
deck.
The one. You shouldn't be able to run a playset of the One Ring because it's the One Ring.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the balls to restrict it.
Yeah.
They just decided to ban it, which, okay. It needed to be
the
banned.
amount of combo that you can do with that though is just like to sacrifice it and then play it again, and then
That's the thing.
always have protection.
The worst part about the One Ring was the fact that you could play another One Ring
yeah.
to reset the counters on it.
Yeah.
And reactivate the protection.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, the
Juicy
restriction
and gross.
would have done that so much justice and still allowed it to be played in Modern.
Yep.
Yeah.
They decided to ban it.
I have seen decks played completely around the One Ring so that if you when you have it, you just bounce it, have it come back into play, you have protection
You
again,
can't.
you're good to go.
You have to cast it.
You have to
cast it from your hand to get the protection.
Yep.
You can't bounce it.
Well, bounce it back to your hand
Oh yeah, I see. Okay.
to replay it.
Yeah. I mean, but if you have to spend 4 mana every time, I don't know. Yeah, it is a pretty crazy
It's
card.
4 mana for halfway to Fairy's protection plus card draw.
It is a crazy card.
Yeah.
And I guess we don't even have to talk too much about it because it got banned. It
Still
it
legal
had
in Commander
targets.
though.
Yeah, it's
it
legal.
definitely
in
had
Commander.
its time in the sun.
It is restricted in Commander because
there you go.
everything's restricted in Commander.
Everything.
Not until we play Sharpie Cube.
Or Shadowborn Apostle.
Oh,
Not until
you're
Not
right.
restricted.
Not until we play Shadow.
Technically, not everything's restricted in Pauper or in Commander, but it died for the sins of its own hubris. Like, it was a crazy powerful card.
Yep. Still is.
What else got banned? So Amped Raptor got banned. We were talking about this before we started recording.
Kind of surprised by Amp Raptor. I
well-
get why it was getting abused a lot. It is card advantage, and card advantage is really good.
Amped Raptor specifically does not deserve to be banned.
Yeah.
It was the only reasonable target to neuter the energy deck a little bit
Yeah.
and not hurt other decks. Because Amped Raptor, the reason they banned it, they said in the article, was because it was specifically only played in the energy deck.
Yeah.
If they banned Guide of Souls,
Yeah.
that is being played in other decks. If they banned Flage, that was being played in lots of decks.
Yeah.
So the Boros energy deck that has been commanding Modern
Yeah.
recently had the One Ring and Amped Raptor banned from the list.
Yeah.
Amped Raptor was responsible for the most explosive of the starts.
Yeah.
Because if you played Amped Raptor and hit a Johnny, that's crazy. Because you cascade into a 2-drop, pay the 2 energy, create a Johnny, create the token,
Yep.
and then you've got like all these permanents. And not only that, like even if you cascaded into Ocelot Pride or like Ocelot Pride is way, 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 way more powerful of a card. But it's played in a plethora of different strategies. They hit Amped Raptor because it was specifically like, we need to take this deck down a notch, and they hit Amped Raptor. Amped
'cause
Raptor
what?
doesn't deserve to be banned. But
Yeah. Because what? It enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy, exile the top card of your library.
no, you cascade basically.
Yeah.
You
But only if you
exile
can pay the energy.
exile until you hit a non-land card, and then
You may pay energy.
you may
both
pay
of them.
energy instead of mana cost.
Yeah.
So if later in the game, if you have banked energy, you can hit a higher mana value card and cast it for free too, right? Like
Yeah.
And so then, especially when you're playing in formats that allow 4 of those,
yeah.
starts to get a little out of control.
I play it in Timeless,
Yeah.
and it's an amazing card. Like
Yeah.
it makes for really, really hot starts. It makes for starts where you play Amped Raptor, you cascade into Ocelot Pride or a Johnny, and then the opponent concedes because it's just like,
Or another Amp
Too much all
Raptor
at
to
once.
keep it going.
Oh,
well,
man.
no, if you cascade into another Amped Raptor, it doesn't work.
Oh, that's right.
Cast from
It
hand,
is
yeah.
a cast from hand.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
they
yeah.
tried. They tried to give it triggers or like walls to stop it from going crazy. But honestly, I still think like Amped Raptor, it wasn't really egregious. It is just the card that they needed to hit to make changes, effective changes, which is the job of the R&D or the ban or unrestricted team. What else did they ban in Modern? They banned. I don't think they banned anything else, but they unbanned 4 cards.
Yep.
And
And they're juicy.
whew, they they did specifically say in the article that some of these cards were basically like, we're trying to get the boomers back. Like Green Sun Zenith was unbanned. Mox Opal was unbanned. Splinter Twin was unbanned finally.
Twins back, baby.
Yeah, Splinter Twin.
And one more
Combat
was unbanned.
Celebrant.
Oh, Faithless Looting.
Faceless Looting.
Faithless Looting was unbanned.
Oh, hey.
That card is probably the sneakiest one.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
might be the most dangerous
Out of all
out
of
of
them.
all of them, because Faithless Looting is one of those ones that goes into so many different decks and makes them work to elite levels.
Yeah.
Mox Opal makes artifact decks work to elite levels.
I mean, Mox Opal is just a powerhouse in and
Well,
of itself.
all of the Moxes are pretty good.
They're all
cards.
nuts in their niche. Faithless Looting is just nuts wherever you put it.
Wherever
It's
it
one
goes.
red to draw to, discard to. Like anything that works with the graveyard.
Yeah.
But, and also like it's color
And then
pie.
flashback.
Yeah, it's also flashback, but it's also a color pie break.
Yep.
Because normally red cards make you discard first and then draw. But Faithless Looting lets you draw them first and then discard from the cards you drew.
You got the loot.
Yeah, it's a loot, not
a rummage.
a rummage, right?
Yep.
So they admitted that they unbanned some heaters
Yeah.
to spice up the format and keep watch on those cards because they've been banned in the past for reasons that we've already learned. So Modern is going to be buck wild. Also,
Especially Splinter Twin.
Yeah.
Man,
That
like,
one might be a bit of a mistake.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Aspiring Spike on YouTube. I watched one of his videos where they were right when the gates were opened on Moto on Magic Online. Right when the gates opened, he's running the Splinter Twin deck, and there was one turn where opponent tapped out all their mana to play Lorien Revealed, the draw 3 cards.
Yep.
And he was like, they tapped out. He's like, oh, they must have Force of Negation or they must have whatever, right? So next turn he like slams the Deceiver Exarch, hits the Splinter Twin on it. No responses, and he literally he rolled back and he was like, "Oh, the dopamine! Oh my god, I was not prepared for the dopamine."
The dopamine.
He was just like so sorry.
Yeah.
Hey. Spit all over
Well, I'm
me.
glad I'm over here.
Yeah, I took all of that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Your
Being my
weight-
shield.
Your weight breaker.
It was.
You get me sick, I'm gonna beat you.
I thought you said you work in a hospital and you're immune to sickness.
Yeah, for the most part. I'm immune to hospital sickness.
Oh wow, you're
Isn't
saying that
that
my
all
sickness
of the
is more than hospital sickness?
Yeah.
That's right, Tanner. You're sick.
Yeah, you're
You.
yeah, you're pretty sick, dude. Clutch.
Anyway, what else did they unban? So there was those four cards were unbanned.
Yeah.
Those are the big ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the 4.
I don't play Legacy. I can't afford to play Legacy, but they banned.
Shout out to those. If you can afford to play Legacy, comment down below what your favorite Legacy deck is.
Yeah,
If you can't afford to play Legacy, get like a 3rd job, I guess.
yeah, or a 4th. But also, sorry about your Psychic Frogs.
Yeah.
Psychic Frog and Vexing Bobble got banned.
I mean, I don't care. I don't play Legacy either, but Psychic
You were
Frog
so
got
shocked.
banned.
Yeah, Psychic Frog was
Oh, it was
egregious.
Rough. I mean, yeah, it was a pretty egregious. It's not that bad.
It was everywhere, though.
Yeah.
It definitely was.
The reason that
everywhere.
it's so bad is because it says discard a card with no cost. So in Reanimator builds, it is
just discard.
it's kind of like having a sack, like a Viscera Seer. You can just sack at will, no cost.
I guess that's fair.
And so for Reanimator builds, you can put whatever you want in the graveyard whenever you want, and at any time you can just exile your graveyard to make a flyer to kill your opponent. Right?
So what you're telling me is all of my Dimir decks now get cheaper Psychic Frogs.
Well, yeah, probably Psychic Frog price comes down.
Awesome.
Yep.
It wasn't that expensive.
I'm gonna say, you know what? People are actually like squawking at. Oh man, I can't believe you paid $2.6 million for a One Ring to Post Malone. I bet you, I'm going to call this right now. I bet you every other One Ring goes down in price a little bit, but that particular One Ring goes up because now it's got a kill count. It's on the ban list.
We should have burned it while we had the chance.
I
Throw
bet
it
you,
back into the fires of Mount Doom.
that was my plan.
I
That was my plan.
I bet you it lowers the value generally
Yeah.
of all copies of the One Ring
Yeah.
because it's no longer a competitive staple.
Yeah. Well, of course the other one goes up because that's basically the Black Lotus effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I bet you Post Malone's went up in value.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Post Malone's the one of one ring was effectively priceless.
I'm realizing right now the absolute 5-head move of him buying that fucking card. Forever, it will be known as the Post Malone One Ring.
Yeah.
It's not the one of one ring. It's the Post Malone One Ring.
Yeah.
He literally
solidified his name in Magic.
etched his name into it forever.
Yeah. Also, the guy who got like the buyout of like $2 million for it, great job. That life-changing amount of money. I wouldn't have done anything less than 5. That's the agree. Listen, if you got the money to back up on buying this card from you, you're setting me up you're setting me and my kids up.
I don't think 5 is reasonable, but I do think.
3.5.
What about now? What about
getting
now?
Post Malone to get on his knees and beg for?
I would never do that. I'm not going to do that. Humiliate.
That's reasonable.
Nah, you don't want to humiliate.
I'm sorry. The man who pays $5 million like it's nothing, that's nothing. I'm not going to degrade somebody for a piece of cardboard.
You chew your food a little bit, right?
No, that's just you guys whenever we play on the channel.
I mean,
watch our most recent episode featuring Helga and the Locust God, where I bully Tanner a lot.
Well, I mean, not only you. That was our friend that we said. This is the one at the face-to-face event.
No, the last that we showed up the channel, Dan and Brian.
Yeah,
or Dan and Logan. Sorry,
Logan. No, the last when I played it at the face-to-face event.
Yeah.
I had a wonderful, very, very efficient start.
Yeah.
That got me absolutely murdered.
Yeah.
Because our buddy playing the Dragon, he stole everything I had.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who won that
single
one.
tier for you.
No, it was Dragon that won that one.
Yeah.
Because I, playing my Bumbleflower deck, I was being a right meddler and helping people and drawing cards and doing all of that. And then I made the mistake of his Teferi, which provides the extra turns. I can't remember what that one's called. I fractured identity it. And he was
Teferi, Master of Time.
And that kind of set the tone.
Oh yeah, that was funny because I was activating it on everyone's turn, being like, I'm gonna draw a card, discard a card, and like felt like I was pissing everybody off. And then Fractured Identity happened and everybody else got a copy of it and was doing it to me every turn.
Yeah. Tanner does something, it's like, I'm gonna draw a card, discard a card, I'm gonna draw. It was fun.
Oh, it was magnificent. Yeah. Keep your eyes peeled on the channel for that episode soon.
The audio isn't great for the face-to-face games, unfortunately. So watch out for that. Our camera. Well, there was a lot wrong with our setup, unfortunately.
What the biggest thing that was wrong with our setup was that it was. I'll take full responsibility for the fact that I was like, I don't want to screw with the Rode mics.
Yeah.
The lav mics that we usually use for the gameplay. We'll just use the 2 shotguns and it should be good. It was the wrong move.
It was the
wrong move. Whoops. The audio for those games is not supreme, but it's there.
Yeah.
And we're going to put the games out because they were fun. I apologize if they're not perfect, but
it's not just your fault. I was a little at fault too.
Yeah, we were overwhelmed.
Like the shotgun mics that were currently running on our cameras are.
I mean, we had fun, and I hope that you have fun watching them.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, but I mean, I will absolutely say, Fractured Identity, my favorite card of all time.
It's a really fun card.
The best.
You lose your thing, everybody else gets it.
That's super mean. Everyone else should have one.
Yeah. The tables have turned.
Oh, how the turntables have turned.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, we got to bring this into a wrap, but there's one thing I want to talk about still. Is there anything you want to add?
What? Nah. Hit it.
So I wanted to talk about how dark times. So I got my 3-year-old addicted to crack.
That is the wrong thing to say. Wait for it.
And by proxy, I also got addicted to crack, and now my wife is addicted to crack.
They're talking about Pokemon. I'm just ripping that
Pokemon
right
is
off.
crack.
That's Pokemon Pocket, the TCG Pocket.
Jesus Christ.
I will admit, I did download it because...
Children don't do crack.
I downloaded it because of a YouTube video that I watched of like just, whoa, this like booster pack opening simulator is like full of dopamine. And I was like trying to like, it's like, Luca, do you like this? Like my kid, right? And he was excited about it. So then I was like, oh, I'll download the app and we can open booster packs together. And he loved it. And then all of a sudden I was like opening booster packs when I woke up every day. And then all of a sudden my wife is doing it. And now we're like playing Pokemon.
I'm so proud of you all. I'm so proud of you all.
You know what's funny is
It took you 39 years, but you finally grew up.
our mutual friend Alex Bear.
Yeah.
He comes over for football the other day, right?
Yeah.
And we're sitting there, we're talking about football plays, this and that, and then he turns around and he was like, "So I bought a bunch of Pokemon cards," and I was like, "Did you download Pocket?" And he was like, "I did."
Yeah.
Like, I also bought Pokemon cards for my son for him to open. And I'm kind of curious how many booster packs have been sold worldwide because of this app. They like
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen. Before this, Pokemon was already for a few years now the highest grossing media franchise of all time. They're not letting that. They're not losing that,
dude.
They're never gonna let themselves become dethroned.
You know what's crazy is that like all of it is bullet pointed with like it's so like the experience of opening a booster pack or whatever on this app is incredible. Especially Callie with the horseshoe up her ass has opened every single one of the rare illustration cards where when you touch the card, it actually goes into the card and like cascades into the whole environment and plays this song and like goes through this whole thing. It's like the experience of opening a cool card is like on steroids.
Yeah.
And they've engineered this incredible cool thing.
Neat.
And it's a free to play thing, right? And like I promise and commit forever never to give them any money. But
it's not gonna last.
I know
they
it's
get
like
you in the end. They always do.
They always get you.
What was I getting at?
They own our wallets.
So the booster pack opening experience is incredible. The gameplay? Okay. I know that playing the Pokemon TCG is probably a lot more fun than whatever the hell this app is. Like it's okay. You don't get the mulligan, and the disparity between going first and second is unreal.
Yeah. Going
second is objectively like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
Going first is like getting punched in the dick.
What?
It's so crazy. Like if you start the game,
really,
you don't get to
Pokemon's
mulligan.
in your
You look
game.
at your hand, and if you happen to have flipped the coin heads and you go first, you look at your hand, and your entire first turn, you cannot add an energy, and you cannot attack, and you cannot evolve. And then the person going second gets to add energy, attack, evolve. Like it's I don't even know why they call it going first.
No.
I don't understand the design of this game. And I know that the Pocket TCG is not the way that the regular TCG is played.
No.
It's a very Hearthstone-esque version of Pokemon. Instead of adding energy cards to your deck, you just, like Hearthstone, get one every turn. You just get fronted an energy every turn.
Yeah.
It's just such a strange game.
Yeah.
And I know that, like...
That's super odd. Because, I do actually have a Pokemon deck that I, once upon a time in high school, played.
Yep.
And did decent, did well. I was told that I was not allowed to come back, so I feel like I did well. I feel like I did proud. Nice. So
that's a certain threshold you reach as you become the bad guy.
Yeah. No, I felt honored to be that person.
I will admit it has me on the fringe of wanting to try the TCG in paper because
you heard it here first, folks. 2025, the Rogue's Passage, or the Rogue's Pokemon now.
I'm not opposed to playing a Pokemon game, especially because like the novelty of, well, actually, you know what's funny is I asked somebody at the face-to-face event about Lorcana, right? Being like, well, like, is it interesting or whatever to have like a Magic player jump in and like learn Lorcana? And the response I got was just like, it's actually kind of like the Lorcana community is sort of burnt out on other TCG players trying to like, you know, swoop in. They kind of have their own thing and it's working and it's whatever. And they're like sort of tired of like other famous people like putting their mark on it from other TCGs. And it was like, really? I was just like, all right, it was kind of like uninviting, I guess. I was just like, okay, I guess I'm never playing Lorcana.
I mean, to be fair, if that's the attitude towards it, I'm gonna throw some shade here real quick. If that's the attitude towards it, you should have come first, Lorcana, but you didn't because you suck.
Whoa, some heat.
That's some spitting fire here.
You know what's crazy is that while we were at that face-to-face event, there was I don't know if it was I think it was actually in Face-to-Face's card cabinet.
Yeah.
There was a golden Mickey Mouse card. $29,999 was the price tag on that thing. And I was like, something's working there. Something's working.
Yeah.
$30,000 for a Mickey Mouse.
Oh my.
Well, it's because the Disney collectors out there just go nuts. There's like a pair of like Disneyland OG like Mickey house that sells for like $100,000 on eBay every once in a while.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Plastic hat.
Yeah, no, I'm actually, even for Magic cards, I am that guy that will play the stuff that is like hardly readable, like someone like this has gone through someone's washer or something like that. Those cards need love. They need to be played.
Yes, they can't be discarded.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Wingbeard for his
guy's cradle.
His guy's cradle that went through the wash, and he got it repainted.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, he got an altarist to repaint the art on it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Wingbeard.
Yeah.
On that, let's end this, or we can just keep on going on and on and on.
But I want to talk forever, Brando.
Yeah, but I don't. I want to go play more games.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you. I mean, what was this a long one? Hour 14.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out. As always, I mean, like, I really appreciate all of the people that watch the podcast. It is a smaller section of our community, but it is definitely the part of our community that is like really. It feels like our community, you know.
Yeah.
It feels like people who actually care what we have to say.
One day we'll have like a Rogues Passage lottery, and it's only going to be the podcast subscribers that get entered. And then you'll win like $1 million, and everybody else will be like,
MVP.
Yeah, you the real MVP.
You the real MVP. Please, if you haven't at this point, subscribe. We need it now more than ever.
Leave a comment.
Pretty please.
Ring that bell. Share amongst your friends. Tip your waitress.
Yep. And I am going to get in the habit of leave a comment, and I'm going to read a comment from the previous episode on the start of every other episode kind of thing. So.
Oh yeah, leave us something juicy so that we can show you off to everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
and
love seeing the comments. Love seeing, and yeah, please, yeah, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Come join us in the community, and we love having you part of the podcast.
And if you haven't gotten addicted to crack yet, I try not to, but don't add me on. No.
Stop saying.
Don't get your kids addicted to crack. That's not what you should do.
You're not helping. Stop.
Don't do that.
Pokemon for World. Peace, y'all. We out.
Bye.
See you later on the next episode of the Rogues Passage podcast. Bye.
Bye.
That's why it's like when you're deep, falling deep in love sort of thing.
I mean, love is a choice.
Well, yeah, it's a choice, but I mean, like that experience, that oxytocin, dopamine rush of like, oh my God.
Tell that to my vacuum cleaner.
Your vacuum cleaner doesn't love you.
No.
What?
No, I'm sorry.
In fact, it's because it doesn't suck.
What are you trying to do?